Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the studios of the West Coast Funny Car Factory, we welcome you to another edition of Speed Scene Live with Dar Hawthorne and Donnie Couch.
Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Little hot rod reunion.
Just had to make sure you're looking at the right thing.
Hey.
Too many buttons, too many knobs.
Hey, too many buttons, too many knobs. Oh. Hey, our hot rod reunion show. Dar has got some footage up there today. We got Chris Crable calling in. He was testing up there today. I won't tell you the numbers. I'll let you tell them.
Not good numbers, though. Really good numbers. And
not only him ran good, right, Dar?
Yeah, Haran ran quite well as well. It was really good to see those two guys have still got it.
Plus, we get a lot of letters on the show.
Wait, what did you just say?
What?
Letters.
Okay. We get a lot of letters on the show. Hey, all these people are sniveling about, hey, you guys always cover Funny Car. What about Top Fuel?
We got that covered.
Top Fuel guys. So we brought Adam Sorokin in. He's going to give, we're going to count down, look at the list of Top Fuel entries for the weekend and kind of talk about his year, or maybe not. So. What do you think, Dar?
I don't know. He's still coming off a championship. He's.
Oh, that's right.
He's no Schnurr.
I still have it till Sunday, so it's still good.
And he's the only one that lives close to the studio that's willing to drive over.
Ooh,
right?
Boy!
And I think I pay the most to get in here, so
that's all right. That's all right. I just saved you a bunch of money by getting the whole football team in for free at the reunion. So that's a big relief. So we're kind of expecting some steak dinners or something. Maybe some Cuban cigars to replenish the humidor.
On the way.
So, yeah.
Well, at least we know that there's going to be enough Top Fuelers and enough Funny Cars.
What do we got, Dar? We're looking at, I'm looking at 13 entries here for Top Fuel.
That's a respectable field for the cars that are there. I think that's pretty representative of who's up and running these days.
Well, 80% of them are hitters, right? We're looking, Adam and I, before the show. Jim Murphy, of course, he's the points leader and odds-on favorite right now, but we got Jimmy Young could step in there too, huh, Adam?
Oh, yeah. Jimmy's going to run the small block Chevy car. He's looking at, third place right now, or second place?
He's in second.
Second place. Yeah. So he just needs to go 2 rounds past Murphy to take the whole championship. I know that Frank Osley has gotten behind his own personal car, and they're going to run the small block Chevy. They've got all good parts on it, and that car should really haul ass.
Of course, also another contender, Brendan Murray, who... I think he's hit a few more races, kind of strategized his points deal. But, hey, he can run good. But there's 3 Top Fuel cars in contention for this championship.
Well, there's also an interesting thing that Frank has spent a lot of time out here helping Murphy get that car dialed in, and it's been running amazingly well.
Yeah, I think the first time Murphy even ran that car was at the reunion back east at Bowling Green, and they won the event. So they didn't step off at all, and they are looking really good to win the reunion.
And I think if any of us know Frank, that he wants to prove he can do a small block at least as good as you do, as you guys do, and he's an amazing guy in his acceptance of challenges and adversity, and he wants to make a 392 run great in a funny car, and wants to make a small block in Jimmy's car, and that's to his credit. He's a very smart dude, and he's really a great person to have in Nitro Nostalgia Racing.
And the interesting thing with Frank is that he really doesn't follow anybody's way of doing things. He is out of the box in his thinking. He's an old crop duster pilot, airplanes and all that kind of stuff, and he applies those types of things to how he runs this Top Fuel car, and it's shown. He runs really good. He's got a different setup than anybody else, and his car really does run well, and it runs consistently, and he doesn't hurt a lot of parts.
Well, I think he's one of those people that's looking, seriously at the possibility of bringing a rear-motored car. And he has said a couple times he would build one if it comes with the rules that are in Funny Car.
Yeah, and
I think the only question there is tires. But he is one of the proponents of building a rear motored car.
And I'm sure his car would step right up and run right at the front of the pack like everything else he's done. His Funny Car is also running very, very well. And I know they had some good half-track numbers out there today as well.
What do you think about rear motor Top Fuel for the future?
I like it. It's not my favorite. To me, my heart is more in the front-engine Top Fuel cars. The rear-engine cars, to me, lose a little bit of the excitement factor, I think, as far as that goes. I mean, they're all fun to drive. I enjoy funny cars, dragsters, whatever, golf carts. I like it all. But I think there's room for everybody, and I think anything that has nitro adds to the show. So,
well, there's also a thought that the younger crowd, like my son's 34, he never saw any front-motored cars run, and his experience is like Shirley's 82 or 84,
right?
A rear-motored car, which is not very radical, and as long as you're not going to go with some Joe Amato type wing that's laid back, as long as you've got wing restrictions and downforce area, I think it's viable, and I think it might help bring some spark back to a waning class.
Yeah, and anything new like that is kind of exciting to have come along. The other side of it is that there's probably some chassis out there that are easily gotten, easily converted. If the rules are the same as Funny Car, it makes it that much easier to change over. It's kind of the same thing that we're doing with front-engine Top Fuel as well, where you can run kind of the same combinations that are in Funny Car and put your combination in a front-engine dragster if you wanted to, too. I just like the fact that you have a lot of choices out there, and there's different flavors for everybody, and everybody's into something different. So,
have very many Top Fuel guys taken advantage of the 2-speed?
The only one that I know of so far has been Fuller. With Ron August in the car, that they've experimented with the 2-speed. I don't know if they're going to run it this particular weekend or not.
And explain that change, because that was a rule change that allowed in 2-speeds this year in Top Fuel.
Right. Last year they made the decision that for the 2013 season that 2-speeds would be legal, and I believe you have to have a points mag to run the 2-speed, and the thought is that you can get the RPM not skyrocketing up at 11,000 RPM or 10,000 RPM in the lights, that you can actually save the motor, save a little bit of carnage, actually get the motor up, the fuel pump up, and it would help your entire deal getting down the track without breaking it.
Well, hopefully something comes to that will say, not that Top Fuel's going anyplace, but it is getting smaller, and as funny cars are the funny car field's getting bigger and bigger, and as we've mentioned a couple of times, with 42 pre-entries for the reunion, a lot of guys decided to sit out, because it certainly would have been close to 50 cars that were pre-entered. Had some of the hitters from the Midwest and East Coast decided to stay there.
Well, how about the NHRA guys? Some of them, I don't think Schumacher's letting his drivers that are in the chase drive, and then you got Dale Worsham pulled out, Chad Head pulled out because of obligations. Ron Capps is not going to be there, so we lost those cars. Cruz Petragon is going to come out here, but hey, recently, Adam, you took a ride in a funny car last week.
I did.
Of course, you're working for your buddies over there and made some test runs and didn't have good results. You planned on being at the reunion, but I don't know if you just want to kind of walk your way through this and tell us what happened.
Yeah, well, I was helping shake down the car of Carl Stillwell and Tom Burke, who bought the old Gary Bessinger car that you used to work on, Donnie. And they put a motor together with Mike Patterson's power plant. And last weekend we went out there to do a couple of test runs. And first run we had, we shook the tire immediately and shut it off and came back and prepared the car again and tried to put a little bit more power in it and all that kind of stuff and went back out there. And at the hit of the throttle, it dropped some cylinders. It got out there as a ways, and then it launched the supercharger, which in turn blew heavy enough to blow the body off the car and blowtorch me a little bit with a little bit of fire. When the back end came off the ground, I knew I was a little bit airborne, and so I was on fire with oil and airborne all at the same time. Probably a bigger boom than I've experienced than in Top Fuel. But I think after we get the autopsy results of this explosion, we're going to find out that we may have had a ignition problem.
Wow, hey, welcome to Funny Car Racing there, bud, huh? But you know what? We've got one of your buds, our buds, Chris Crable, who has the other side of a funny car story because he's had a lot of success today testing. They're at Bakersfield. Hey, Chris Crable, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
What's going on, guys?
Well,
I have the pleasure of having Mike O'Brien right here with me, too.
Oh, is he with Dan Horan, or is he actually working on your car now?
You don't even want to go there, do you, Donnie?
Well, I don't know. I heard he ran pretty good today, and of course, you guys have been hanging up there in the Northwest. Good to see you back down here in Famosa, Bakersfield. We missed you at the Saturday Night Nitros. Of course, Bucky Austin's car with Mike O'Brien, Chris Crable driving. Awful good runs today we're hearing. Chris, maybe you could inform our audience of your passes today and maybe give us a report on some of the other drivers, too.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as our team, we went up distant 576s, had a great speed, 257 and change on our second pass. Came out for a third pass and went just a half-track planned shut-off. But, we had a great turnout, had 10 cars here. We had Jason Rupert, Dan Horan, Don Hudson came out with his new Beachcomber. Brad Thompson was out here with his. So just kind of an array. We also had Frank Owsley out here with the Crop Duster funny car and also his dragster with Jim Young driving. So it was quite the good testing show. And Horan came out and ran 75 here late in the day. So we also got some new. It looks like Rupert's testing a new clutch system. He's got a pedal clutch in the car, so that was interesting. So just a good day out here.
Well, Chris, of course, you're third in points. You've got I don't know who's in first. Is Jason Rupert? Then you got Dan Horan, and of course yourself. There's a chance that. You three guys are going to be mixing it up pretty hard. I know that's why you're there testing right today. So it's going to be pretty heated out there this weekend for the championship. It's not over with yet.
Well, absolutely, and you got one more car that's in the hunt too as well, and he's not far behind, and that's Ken Boychuk from Canada.
Yeah,
winner of the March meet.
Exactly, and they're always a hard-hitting car, so it's. With this many entries going into this race and 2 qualifiers, look out. It's going to be exciting, and who knows what's going to happen the end of Sunday.
All right, Chris, come on. What's the bump spot going to be?
I'm going to say 84.
All right, I'm picking 86.
Okay.
I'm with you on that 86. I think that's
on the bump spot.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you going in the 70s, Donnie?
89.
Oh.
That's a safe number.
Jeez.
I'm a safe guy.
Come on.
No wonder he's not tuning.
I'm a funny car guy. If I was not safe, I'd be in the Top Fuel. But I'd have a canopy, too.
It doesn't help much, let me tell you.
Doesn't?
No.
Yeah.
Well. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Did Jason Rupert run down the track today with his new clutch setup? I mean, you got any numbers that are getting close to you and Horan?
We didn't see the download numbers. He ran out about 300 foot and shook. on the first pass. They came back on a second pass and went probably 600 feet. It looked really good at the hit. So that tune-up probably looks pretty promising, and those guys are pretty sharp, so they'll get it figured out pretty quick.
Did they switch back to a pedal clutch?
They are. They have a pedal clutch in the car today.
Well, then that might be good for you.
Hey, Chris, rumor has it that Rick the plumber slid by Benchmark RV this week, popped a little tune-up sheet to Mike O'Brien, and that's where your performance is coming this week so far. Can you clarify
I'll let Mike
that?
speak on that one.
Mike, is that true?
Well, that's just another one of your boys that you've trained and got out here in the nitro field. So you should be real proud of the performance and the the winnings and everything he's done there, Donnie. You've done good with him.
And you, Mike.
Who would have known? How long ago was that when you got me tied up with Dan Horan? We'd be sitting here with Chris and Bucky Austin, and having a really good running team and everything. So I've got nobody to thank but you for getting me into nitro racing.
Well, and actually, I got to thank Donnie too. Our 2006 season wasn't too bad there, Donnie, huh?
Not bad. Undefeated, championship, 5-second club. We did all right.
We did okay that year and had fun. It's always fun with Donnie Couch at the tuning.
You got to have some fun. It's too much work not to be fun. But hey, I heard Mike O'Brien has a restraining order now on Rick the plumber and Dan Horan. So, you should be safe through the weekend, Mike. Just saying.
Well, you'd actually be proud of me. I did talk to Dan for a little bit today. So
you did?
Everything's good.
That therapy's working. Dr. Phil, that has worked out for you guys. I'm glad to see you worked out your differences. But, hey, listen, we appreciate you guys calling in. Good luck this weekend for a championship run, and we hope to see you out there.
Thanks, guys.
You better come by and see us.
We will.
We'll be out there covering it with Bank Shift Live in the pits. We'll come by and get some interviews over there, and they want to give a big shout out to Benchmark RV, which is right down the street from our studios here, and for all your RV needs. And Mike O'Brien, go visit him in the pits, and you got any motorhome needs or RV needs, he has solutions.
And when you're in Seattle, make sure to call Chris Crable.
Yeah, he's got that whiskey.
That's it.
What is that? Tatouche. I hope the trailer has Tatouche in it.
Yeah, we'll only be coming by for the interview if you've got a bottle of Tatouche open.
Yeah.
I always got one for you, and the Tatouche boys are coming down. So.
Good deal.
Because Adam brought us a cheesecake.
Yeah, that's right.
Cherry pie, I thought. Adam likes to bake cherry pie.
Yeah,
it's from a couple years ago, but he had it in the freezer. There's not too much frostbite.
Yeah, Crable gave it to me a long time ago. He said he was trying to get rid of it. There's also a carrot cake in here, too, from you, Crable. So.
All right, guys.
We will see you this weekend.
Thanks, Donnie.
Thank you.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dar.
See you.
Well, that's a pretty serious team. That trailer's got some serious parts in the trailer and some serious talent with the tuning. And I don't know, that Chris Crable, the top funny car driver out there, man.
Oh, yeah.
You can always count on him when you're down on your tuning to cut a light, and he'll carry the team.
Yeah, and he's my choice to win the championship, honestly, even though he's back a couple of points there. He's absolutely awesome.
Well, we heard he's your choice, even not at the races.
Not only that, he's pretty, you know, so yeah.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Absolutely.
I thought you guys broke up because he moved to Seattle. So.
No, I've been stalking him. I've been trying to get him back.
Okay.
So
You know how text messages work.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Let's take a little break here. We got Mike English.
Who's that?
He's one of those guys that just
talk about restraining orders.
Yeah,
right.
I haven't gotten the papers yet, but they've been filed.
Hey, Mike English, welcome to the show.
Couch, you're a lightweight. 589.
Well, you know, the track's it's supposed to rain, and they're only gonna get one shot.
There's always room for your money, Mike.
Yeah, okay, well, that'll get them a long way. Seriously, Couch, you're not tuning any cars, so you know they'll run quicker than 589.
Ooh. Oh, he's already started, huh?
I tell you, man.
There'll be less oil on the track as well.
The announcer booth is going to be heated up there.
Yeah.
At least with that attitude, it cuts down on his Christmas list.
All right, so what did you call for?
Hey, wait a minute now. Adam, Crable's your pick? for the championship?
Yep.
Well, now I did the math today, and there's a lot of work there, and it depends on where Rupert qualifies.
That's right.
If Rupert qualifies lower than 13th and Crable goes to the money round, Crable wins the championship by 1 point.
Yep.
Wow.
I see that happening. You know what?
You didn't see that happening until Mike called in. Okay?
All right.
So
I didn't see that happening until you
You're
said that,
You're a top
Mike.
fuel guy. You did not see that happening.
But even though you said that, I still believe Chris is going to take this championship. I just think things are going to fall in his favor. He's in a great car. They're running well.
Something
they got
about
a lot
a
of
horseshoe.
parts. Yeah. No, he's
Got
lucky.
a lot of parts, too, that's for sure. Now, keep in mind, that at the last Saturday Night Nitro, they tested that base and roof on a 580.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's still a little ways from the 560s.
And they also pulled it out to race. They went back. They pulled they pulled it out in order to go and race during competition. So
I think because Devery Howard is inexperienced, but he's doing a good job driving that car. He's a crew member forever on that car. But
Jason's got plenty of experience with a pedal.
Well, he drives alcohol funny car, right, Mike? He's out there.
Sure, absolutely. So you think about it. Why not go with the pedal clutch in his nitro car? It just makes everything the same.
Right.
Exactly.
Creature habits.
Just another variable.
Think about this though. With all the cars entered, there's an awful lot of good cars that are going to go home this weekend.
Yeah, for top fuel and funny car. There's some serious entries out here. We just got a new updated entry. And,
hot off the presses.
What do we got? 37 funny cars.
37, yeah. Well, plus Pedregon, 38.
38 funny cars, Mike, on the newest updated list. So, with 2 qualifying runs, it's going to be pretty interesting. Of course, track conditions are always good at Bakersfield, and the weather conditions are supposed to be excellent this week.
It was sure nice up there today. Absolutely nice today. Just nobody was having any problems at all.
That's because Mike wasn't up there.
All right, we better go. We've got somebody else calling in, Mike, so it's been good talking to you, buddy.
Thanks for calling in, Mike English. We'll be seeing you in the announcer's booth this weekend at Famosa.
Absolutely.
Take care, man. Thanks.
See you, Mike.
Chad Reynolds is up next from Bankshift. Donnie and I are going to be doing some new things this weekend at Famoso, and Chad is driving the bus on this one. Chad, are you there?
Driving the bus, huh?
Driving that bus.
Hey, you know what? I got to just say one thing right now. I mean, I feel incredibly special to have Mike English as the opening act for me. Dude, that's like I've hit the mark now.
Special as in short bus?
Ooh, I didn't even think of that. Thanks, Donnie.
Hey, don't mess around with me on the short bus comments there, Donnie, because I've been wanting a short bus for so long, you guys have no idea. And at bangshift.com, we're only as politically correct as we are absolutely forced to be in order to maintain our sponsorships. But we're not like the rest of the media guys, so we're opinionated, and we'll let everybody know that.
That's why we're really looking forward to this weekend, too.
Hey, Chad, are you going to be up on that scaffolding again?
Of course, dude. It's the story of my life. I swear.
Man.
You're going to laugh at this, but dude, I am not messing with you when I tell you that on Monday morning, this Monday, after coming home on my way home from the throwdown in T-Town, I was standing in the airport, and I'm waiting in line to drop my bags off, and I'm thinking, is moving around in this joint like a mother. And I'd only been out of the boom lift that I was using that weekend for a couple of hours at that point, and I realized the floor wasn't moving. It was the fact that I was so used to being in something that was wiggling and jiggling. It was like the opposite of being seasick. It was weird.
Well, I jumped up on there last year, and that scaffolding, me and Mark Sanders, and I don't know. I thought it was going to collapse. I thought maybe OSHA was going to shut you down out there because of the weight limit.
Either that or have the ambulance down below.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, hell, when Sanders is up there, you never know because the gale force wind coming out of his mouth, may just blow the whole thing over.
What we're thinking, if we can hook a clutch to his mouth, that he could run low ET of the meet and possibly win the championship just that way.
I agree wholeheartedly. But back to you guys, though, because it's all about you two. I have to say, just on behalf of my partner in crime, Brian Loans, I am so genuinely thrilled that the two of you are joining the Bang Shift family, so to speak, for California Hot Rod Reunion. And I already let the cat out of the bag this last weekend during our live broadcast and told all of our viewers that you guys were going to be doing the pit repair, molesting the drivers as they get out of their cars.
That's it.
You were going to get all the information on anything that burns nitro was going to be your domain at the California Hot Rod Reunion, and that you guys were going to be feeding us video and all of this stuff. And I'll tell you, the overwhelming response was two things. Number one, excitement, and number two, people going, God, they really must work cheap if you can afford it.
Well, thank you.
And the truth is, we put the free in Freeland. So that's how it is.
Now I've got to put a plug in for Jim Mayer at Good Vibrations Racing, who stepped up and helped, and he will be sponsoring Donnie and me on our pit reports, and we'll be doing hopefully 6 or more during the course of each day, and handing them up to climbing up the tower and handing them to Chad to run them as pre-recorded pieces, whether there's oil downs or whatever.
Absolutely, big thanks to Good Vibrations. I mean, for them coming on board to help you guys out so that we can make this happen and make it a reality. And the cool deal for them is that not only are they a great supplier, obviously, of parts for all kinds of hot rods and race cars, but also, these guys, they're helping us. This is pioneering on our live broadcast. Yep. So, they were the ones that were willing to, stick with you two yahoos, which I totally think means they are brilliant in every way. But it's going to be an awesome weekend. And you guys have a passion that is second to none. I know that only we are stupid enough to have chosen to do this for a living, because the meagerness of said living would be a shocker to most people. But you guys you kick it out of the park, man. It's awesome.
Hey, Chad, you know what I thought we could do with your viewers? Maybe they got some interviews they'd like to see of some of their favorite drivers and such.
And you know what we can do is, I don't even know if Dar told you this, Donnie, but tomorrow night...
We're not talking, so...
Oh, there you go.
We have a little spat
Thursday night is when we do our Power Shift Live, our live, show like this, except with more drinking and swearing. And so this Thursday we're going to do it from the California Hot Rod Reunion, and you two are going to be on the show. We're going to do it from the Renneria Brothers Pro Mod Pit. I'm actually texting Jason Rupert as we speak. I believe he will be there. I told him there would be beer, and that usually gets him excited. So we're going to sit there. We're going to do that. We can take suggestions during the show from people and all of that. But you guys know, anybody you want to invite over for Power Shift on Thursday night, you just knock yourselves out.
That'll be scary.
That's all right.
As well, just like this.
We'll find a lot of people wandering around the pits during the course of the day on Thursday. I'm going to come up hopefully tomorrow afternoon and at least see where people are parked and get a good idea. But Thursday morning, be out there bright and early and with my new...
Ooh. Hey, Chad, what time are we doing that from that pit area? What time?
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Okay, now we got like Adam Sorokin here, top fuel guy, and he's going to want to bring all his top fuel buddies. Is that okay? Is that an open-ended invitation?
I didn't realize. Is Adam on with us right now?
He's on
right here.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Adam, I was going to actually say we got to get Sorokin on because he's got all the crazy stories. And, he's way too good-looking for a nostalgia driver. What's up with that? You look at Mark Sanders.
A couple more times in a funny car, Chad. I'm not going to look so pretty.
You're young and good-looking and all that. I don't know if you realize it, but you should probably be running the big show.
Hey, Chad.
All you got to do is take me to dinner at this point, Chad.
Wow. It's a bromance going. Chris Crable's going to call back in because they have a little bromance going. Chad, this is going to be a little threesome.
Oh,
hey, this is a family show here, so we're going to have to drop this conversation right now.
Well, the good news is that Power Shift on Thursday nights is not a family show.
Oh, good.
I'll be there.
And luckily, our interviews this weekend are going to be edited before they hit the air. So, some of them, especially with Mark Sanders.
Make sure you got the bleep ready. You know.
No, we've got the. Donnie brought the mobile studio for the West Coast Funny Car Factory up to Famoso and parked it on the grassy knoll. So we've got a perfect location. both golf carts are charged up.
I just want to tell you that the NSA has been notified. Just saying.
Yeah, they're everywhere. It's all right. Well, they're not into drag racing.
Mobile studio's full of vodka too. Just saying.
Here, I thought the NSA was closed.
And some Cuban cigars.
See, when we start off an episode of Power Shift, it always starts off with Brian and I telling everybody what's in our face. And Brian has piss poor taste. I mean, he's young and he's got no clue. And added benefit, he actually was wrong on when his flight time was into Southern California. He thought it was 8 a.m. on Thursday. It's actually 8 p.m. on Thursday because he's dyslexic like that. So he's not even going to be there for our Thursday night show, which means it'll be even more fun.
Oh, man, this is going to be a show.
Sounds like trouble.
Remember, that's on bangshift.com.
Yes, you guys will have to join us. You'll have a great time. It is the dirtier, less professional, slightly inebriated version of Speed Scene Live. I guess.
You mean there's no sponsors?
Perfect.
Oh no, we have sponsors.
You have sponsors for that?
This is like a bonus deal for them, so they don't gripe much.
Well, as long as we can drink on the show, because I figure after this weekend, I'm on Craigslist looking for a new liver. So,
that's okay.
You know?
Hey, dude, if you don't wake up every now and again with your liver on the pillow next to you, bitching you out for the night before, then you're just not living. My philosophy.
All right, that's enough. All right, buddy, we'll see you on Thursday.
Well, I appreciate it, you guys. You have a great show, and as always, it's a pleasure. Speed Scene Live, obviously setting the bar, and Donnie and Dar, we love you guys being on there, so thanks again for having me.
Thanks for the opportunity, man.
Hey, Chad, thanks for calling
in. Everybody Thursday night, and then again Friday morning when we start up with all of our live racing action.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can see the California Hot Rod Reunion on your computer.
Bang Shift Live.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Chad. Wow, great guy. I'm looking forward to this weekend.
I'm already exhausted.
Yeah, I'm more out.
Maybe we should get a couple commercials going and
and then we can all pretend we're on that scaffolding.
Yeah. Right, man.
All right, cool. Let's do that. Stand by. We're going to be right back. Got to, pay some bills, that usual thing. We'll be right back at Speed Scene Live.
For over half a century, Currie rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at CurrieEnterprises.com.
60 years. That's a long time for a company to do any one thing. Doing it right while sticking to your founding values. Now that takes hard work and dedication. For 60 years, Hedman's all-American workforce has been devoted to manufacturing the very best headers any team of craftsmen can build. That's 60 years of cutting, 60 years of bending, 60 years of welding, more than 2 million in all, and every set made right here at home. At Hedman Headers, we build all-American horsepower, then back it up for life. Hedman Headers, made in the USA.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Currie Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and TheFote.com.
Welcome back. We are gearing up and getting ready and heating things up for you-know-what, the event at Famoso Auto. Wait, I got to do like what Diana Might would do, where she would go, Auto Club Famoso. See, I already screwed it up.
Auto Club Famoso Raceway. It's not that tough, you know.
That's 3 words, man.
For us guys that have been calling it Famoso or the Patch or any of the other goofy names that have been called over the years, it's a bit more formal to call it Auto Club Famoso Raceway. But the Auto Club of Southern California has also kicked in a lot of money that's helped change that drag strip into one of the best ones in the United States.
Dang, hard to argue with that.
Guy that's been in the winner's circle up there a lot, Adam Sorokin, of course, our in-studio guest. Hey, Adam, we got some drivers up there. Jim Murphy, of course, we know he's going to be tough.
Yep.
Brett Harris, what do we think of him?
Well, Brett won the Nightfire Nationals. They don't own the car anymore. He owned with his dad, Jack. He's got a lot of his team over there. That car is more than capable of winning that race as well. So,
it sure seems healthy.
Strong car.
It doesn't seem like there's been really any change except...
It didn't skip a beat other than it just changed its name.
Yeah.
So Brett did a really good job out there. They could win.
Of course, look at Rick White, man. That's a hitter.
Rick White, every time he comes out, is a contender. That car with Chuck Neal tuning it is always a good running car. It's a 560 car. If they regain a little bit of their form at this race, they can totally take it.
Of course, one of my favorites, Rick McGee, man, out of Exeter.
Yeah, Rick, I think, is a lot of people's favorites. Rick's car, completely built by them. It's not a chassis built by any chassis manufacturer. They built it in the garage of their car. Car's funded by every team member. With the, that's why they call it the overtime special. That car is the quickest car to half track in the world right now. I think he's gone 2:14 to half track with that car, and it's a 560 car as well. There's no black magic voodoo with that car. They're just really good at tuning that car and getting it down the track.
But do you think we'll see Pete Jensen out there this weekend?
I don't know. I hope not.
Okay, good.
No,
just wanted to check.
I like Pete.
The high speed.
Most of us do, as long as we're not actually racing with him.
No, I love Pete.
Or having to clean the track out. Just saying. High speed motorspeed sports team, Bill Dunlap, man.
Yeah,
that car's been in the winner's circle.
Yeah, in their last testing, they were out there running 570s and getting close to 260, and that car is good. And Bill's been driving for 150 years probably, and he's one of the best, and definitely a contender.
You think we'll have any new members of the 265 club for Top Fuel this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think is Osley in it already?
He's in it.
With him
Jimmy's in it.
Yeah, so I think Murphy could possibly go in there. I think if Rick McGee runs the car to the finish line, that car's a 260 car.
Well, that's the Stith screen printing 265 and 260 mile an hour club for funny cars, and this weekend John Hale will be getting his jacket for entering the 260 mile an hour club for funny cars.
Wow.
So it's
might come in handy in the evenings up there.
It could be a little chilly. I'm gonna be wearing my sweatshirt that Donnie's gonna get made for us.
Maybe. Sean Bellemere in the circuit breaker car.
Yeah, Sean's teaming up with Bill Richardson. That car during testing, when I was out testing the funny car, ran 591 to 800 feet, 900 feet, looked pretty good. Sean's always dangerous in a car, and in a good way. He cuts good lights and a good driver, so very possible.
Of course, can't count out Rick Williamson.
Rick Williamson ran great last year. They've made a lot of changes from last year to this year with lightening the car up. If that car is on tune, it's going to run good.
Of course, Terry Cox in the late model Hemi. I think they got some more. They're not quite competitive yet, but that car's making good progress.
Yeah, and every outing that car has made, they've made a little bit of progress and have gotten better and quicker, a little bit more reliable and that type of stuff. So they've got some young crew guys over there. They're hungry, and I'm glad they're coming out because we could use those guys out here.
All right, enough Top Fuel. Oh, sorry.
Wait, we got a couple more, Dar. You remember? Listen.
Okay,
you remember all the viewers that come?
I'm looking at this list of all these funny cars, and we're talking about Top Fuel.
Why don't you ever do Top Fuel? All you and Dar want is funny cars.
Never have Adam Sorokin back on again.
It's his last time.
We have overdone Top Fuel.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I want to say Brendan Murray, Jimmy Young, and Ron August, still on the list.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great show.
It is gonna
That's
be
enough about Top Fuel. You got a point there, Dar. I was wrong.
And we got Blake Bowser on the phone.
Adam Sayonara.
Okay, please take some cheesecake when you leave.
Oh, I will be. I will be.
And when you come up there, you might want to bring up some kitty litter. I'm just saying. Because I think...
Hey.
Blake, are you calling in because you're still cleaning up from last year when Adam ran?
I'll have you know that nobody is oiled down this year very badly at all.
Very badly at all.
All right, that's a good qualifier.
All right.
Blake, how the hell are you? Haven't seen you in an age.
Good. It's been a long time. Yeah. We just finished up about 45 minutes ago, so I had a great day of testing up here.
Well, and I've got some video playing right now of what we, what I had recorded today. Some of Crable and some of Haran, and just some general stuff. The new car for Brad Thompson, the Jailbreaker. And,
we had a pretty even racetrack. Chris was out first 10 o'clock this morning, ran his 5.76, and then another 76 in the right lane. We had a 75 and a 76 in the left lane out of Haran's car. So we got a pretty darn good racetrack right now today. It's going to be even better this weekend. The weather's going to actually cool off a little bit. It's going to be great.
And Crable ran a 2:57.87, was it?
I think I think it's about right.
There may be our next member of the 260 mile an hour club.
Getting close, huh? Yeah, and he told me that when he shifted, that thing got pulled down so hard. So it might make that figured out. It might pick up. That'd be great.
Well, let me ask you too. Saturday Night Nitro. Apart from what's going on with the California Hot Rod Reunion, Saturday Night Nitro. You still planning on doing 4 races next year with the news up at Firebird in Boise?
Yeah, that's the plan. In fact, we're going to finalize the stuff this weekend. Bill New and John, his son, will be here at the reunion, so we're going to sit down and chat a bit about it. Scott's going to be in touch on the phone, so we'll figure out some final stuff. I'm just waiting for all the dates to fall in place with the Heritage Series. The tracks that were on board this year want to be on board next year as far as funny car races. That's Mission and Salt Lake, and obviously Boise. We'll get all the dates finalized. Hopefully that's by this weekend, and we can announce our Saturday night shows for next year.
Have you heard anything more about Wild Horse Motorsports Park in Phoenix running a heritage race next year?
Yeah, their plan, they've inquired about actually doing a full race, meaning Funny Car, Top Fuel, and Group 1 and 2 of the Heritage Series. So that would be that'd be the only other track having a full race besides us for the March meet. So every other race throughout the year is just, different parts and pieces of the whole series. So that's pretty exciting, actually. That's what we need.
Plus, it's close enough to Southern California where probably 85% of the cars are.
Yeah, and the time of year they're looking for, they're actually thinking about January at this point. So if they can pull that off, that's before the March meet. Be a great chance to get everything, pulled out, pulled down, and from up north, when everything's, I say up north, I mean Canada, all snowed in, come down, have a good race, and just keep things around here for the March meet. It'd be great.
That sounds good. Well, we will see you this weekend, and
look forward to
Donnie's got something here for you.
Hey, Blake.
What's up?
We got people texting in. They want to know, where are you putting it? We got over 80 cackle cars. We've got 37 funny cars. We got 13 to 15 dragsters and all the other classes. Where are you putting all these cars? Is my trailer still there?
Yeah, we had to make room. Sorry.
Is it back there with James Drew's motorhome?
Yeah.
The North 40?
This is a very good problem to have, right? I mean, there's a lot of races we watch, across the country and on TV that don't have these kind of problems. So this is a really good problem to have. By design, this event brings in, only about 200 competitors. So that allows a lot. The March meet is 500 competitors. So that really squeezes us to the maximum here. Only 200 cars competing. So there's plenty of room.
Yeah, of course we've got.
It's going to be covered in nitro. I can tell you that. So
yeah, I got you. Of course, Funny Car and Top Fuel session, one session on Friday starts at 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah, one Friday and one Saturday, and it's time to go racing. It's,
Saturday at 12 noon, and then turn it around at 4:30. We go into the first rounds and
go into the first round. Yeah, it's going to be tough to get in the field for Funny Car.
I think it's going to be tough to get in the grandstands.
I hope. That's good for us.
Well, I think you always do good up there at the March meet and all your Saturday night nitros. You guys do a great job there. Of course, you and your father, and you take care of the track. You take care of the racers. Everybody enjoys coming up there. So, Blake, we appreciate you calling in. We're looking forward to this weekend, and we'll be doing live coverage on Bang Shift out there.
That sounds good. Yeah, you guys travel back up safe, and we'll see you here.
Okay. Thank you, Blake Bowser.
Thank you, Blake.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What a good guy, huh?
Definitely a good guy, and boy, does he support everything that we do in nostalgia racing. On every level, for whether it's for the gassers, the groups 1 or 2, or Nostalgia Eliminator, or Top Fuel or Funny Car. They are always taking care of us, and it's our little mecca up there to pay homage to nostalgia racing.
You know what I like about them cats? Him and his dad. You know. They're very successful. Everybody loves them. They take care of the racers. Every year they got a plan on what they're going to improve at the track. Whether it be they're going to repave the return road. A couple years ago they made the thing all concrete track. They're always improving the pit area. They're always making improvements, putting money back in the facility, and it's making it easier for the spectators and the racers. And it's just an enjoyable place to go up there. It's home for us. We don't have any tracks in Southern Cal anymore. So.
Not where you can run nitro.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see if maybe somewhere down the line that the NMCA can squeeze in a Funny Car or Top Fuel show at Pomona, if the powers that be at the suits at the National Hot Rod Association will let loose of the keys.
Well, enough about all that, Dar. We're all about Funny Car, right?
Well, right now we are, yes.
Yeah, well, it depends who's lining our pockets.
That's right.
I mean, we already got our money from Adam and the Top Fuel Group, so we've given them enough plug. But, we've got 37 on the list now. Well, actually 38. Cruz Petragon's on his way.
All right, now, Donnie, let me put you on the spot. Pick your top 5.
Top 5. Wow. John Hale, Chris Crable, Dan Horan, Jason Rupert, and I'm going to go with, I don't know, Cruz won the race at Cordova. He ran awful strong back there. I'm not sure on that 5th one yet. I'd have to think about that one.
I think the California Hustler is running really well.
There's a very good choice. Ran 572s and won and runner-up at Saturday Night Nitro this year. So
there's just so many. Look at Tim Boychuk.
Well, and also you can't possibly forget Mike Lewis in the Brand X, who won the reunion last year.
Yeah,
who I don't think anybody ever would have picked last year.
No, not at all. But that car ran good. Paul Smith, the tuner, and Henry Gutierrez bringing that car out. You look at this list, and Tim Boychuk, and
Tim Namath.
James Day, the peddler, and can't count those guys out.
Tim Namath's run in the 60s
there's another
Canada.
car we haven't seen down here. Ran some 60s,
and he's got a new Firebird body. So
there's 2 runs. There's 38 cars, 2 runs. One Friday, one Saturday. Then we go into elimination. So it's going to be.
Well, somebody else to consider is Cameron Ferre in Twig Ziegler's car. Mm-hmm. Ran really well up in Boise, and they don't run that car that often, but boy, they sure have got a combination that seems to work.
Yeah, well, look at Ronnie Young in the Blue Max.
Yeah,
that car's been thumping pretty good.
And Baz Young in a car that Donnie used to tune.
Which car is that?
That's that red Camaro.
We remember that. I thought the Feds had that car.
Ooh, no, it's Baz Young is driving it, owning it and driving it, and it's off the West Coast.
Look at scratched off the funny car list. Adam Sorokin. Do you know what happened there, Dar?
No,
it was off the bottom.
I might be back a little later.
They did give him an award already. He got Best Appearing Blower Explosion. And
too bad I never saw
he's going to get the trophy on Saturday.
Oh, wait, I thought...
Oh, just kidding.
I thought the Frantic Ford had that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's another story, right? That whole group back there, Shirley Muldowney was going to be a part of.
Yep.
And apparently not happy with some of the performance she's seen, or backed out of the ride. She made an announcement today. She's not going to be involved with that group, but she is looking for a nostalgia funny car to drive. So anybody out there wants a name in their car.
So Adam, if you're,
I don't give up any of my rides.
All right, just
so
wanted to check.
no, I'll be back in that funny car next year.
Might not have given up your ride, but you gave up the body.
I won't mention it to Tom Burke. Then you can deal with that on your own.
Yeah, I'm good. I think they're going to put a new body on that car anyway. I just kind of helped it along.
I think, right?
No, they were going to put a '67 Nova body on the car.
That's right.
And the body that's on it's an old '72 Challenger original Gene Snow body, and it weighs like 450,000 pounds or something like that. It's a very
diet.
Yeah, well, I'm already working on that part. Crable keeps taking me and breaking me off the wagon.
Dar, we got like a 4-car championship going here between Jason Rubert with 380 points, Dan Horan 376, Chris Crable 354, and Boychuk with a 326. So mathematically, there's 4 cars that can win this championship.
Pretty amazing, and that's really the way it should be with the way that Funny Car and Top Fuel, but also the way that Funny Car's been performing this year. I mean, there have been some incredibly tough fields at Salt Lake and at Boise, and certainly at Formosa for Saturday Night Nitro. So it's been a hell of a year.
Hasn't Horan had the most consistent car at Bakersfield?
Absolutely,
this
the most consistent run after run.
Yeah.
That thing runs 580. It's like a bracket car. And when Ronnie has to step on it, he puts it in the mid-70s. So, that car, he's got a good tune-up on it. He's got a really good professional crew. They turned that car around in 55 minutes. Dan's really improved his driving because Ronnie gives him a consistent car every run, and he knows nothing's going to fall off the car's going to go down the track. So as you know, makes him a little more comfortable, and he can concentrate on his lights. And he's had a good season, and they're looking to make a statement out here. Ronnie's ready to make a statement and win this championship.
All right, let me go through some of the stills that I got here. Back up a second, Bruce. Now, it's hard to tell what those cars are, but that's the Brand X and the Texas Jungle car at Victory Race Cars today, getting a little tune-up.
Wait a minute, you did a sneak shot?
I have my sources.
Wow.
Not another one of those.
That Dar guy gets around. He was at Bakersfield filming some testing.
Dang.
He was at Victory Race Cars.
And I should have my pilot's license pretty soon. At least for a helicopter.
Well, you got here late to the studio.
There was some baseball game or something in town. Who gives a crap? There's a California Hot Rod reunion coming.
Oh, the Dodgers or something?
That's it. Now,
how about this?
Here's the body of the Beachcomber of Don Hudson, fresh out of paint. Still smells like paint. They were putting a new.
That wasn't Paulo. It smelled like Paulo Galley.
Paulo is on there. So's Timmy Mack. It's a real good team and a beautiful, beautiful car. I mean, just a stunning paint job. And they were just putting the new windshield in and getting ready to make their first checkout passes. And
of course, those guys came from the Bomb Squad team. They kind of branched off and with Don Hudson, and it's a really good looking car. Of course, that name goes way back in drag racing.
And look at that. There is the Grand Marshal
from Visalia, California.
That's correct. One of Donnie's buddies.
One of my buddies. I met him in the early 70s, known him all my life. Turned out he lived up there in Visalia by my buddy Steve Romanazzi. And
the California Flash.
The California Flash. Of course, he lived right across the street from our dear friend, Brian Van Dyke, who passed away not too long ago. Was involved with Adam's car and had a long history of helping people in nostalgia racing. So I'd like to give a shout out to Brian Van Dyke, Godspeed, buddy, and did a lot for the sport of nostalgia drag racing. And we're going to miss you, but you'll be in our hearts.
And it's going to be a huge list this year of the people who have passed away, and this year at the reunion they always read a very long list of the people who have passed away, and this has been a particularly tough year.
Yeah. Steve Nitro Man Wallace passed away this year. The guy used to run around with that supercharger hat, and he was just a part of the whole deal, made the whole deal really cool. And Wild Bill Alexander passed away just recently of pancreatic cancer. Brian, there's been a few. It's been a tough year.
And John Menzler, who a major person in SEMA who has worked hard to with a lot of different race teams to develop combinations with all of his tenure with Comp Cam. So it's just it's a tough.
How about Richard Cerrone? Drove all big John Mazmanian's cars
Yeah.
and was my neighbor growing up. I used to ride to the races with him as a little kid. But hey, enough about all that.
Well,
you guys are bringing the show down.
All right, let's get back to the.
All right, let's talk about Bruce Barker at the last minute pulled the show together.
Now look at this on the back of the
That
truck
happens
today.
every week, Donnie.
That means that Littlefield Superchargers is back in business. Their anodizer has gotten their plant back together, and they are now cranking out LB20s. There's one for Don Nelson and one for Smokey Alamon for two funny cars that I took up today, along with about 100 gallons of oil. And some some Lucas oil and TB zinc for an additive. So that was one of the reasons I went up there. Today.
I see. You made a little money on the side. Of course, Littlefield Superchargers. That's my choice if I'm building a nostalgia funny car. You build a nice piece, and it's very consistent.
The LB20 is won 3 of the 3 funny car championships last year.
Yep.
And the next shot there is a car that's for sale down at Good Vibrations Motorsports. It is a Victory chassis.
It's the old John Powers car, huh?
It's the old John Powers car, and it has one of Dale Poldy's bodies on it if you go to the next photo. And it has it with motor and all the extras, the body, the chassis, everything, $65,000.
Is this the one Poldy drove?
I don't believe so. I think that's a Powers chassis.
Because I talked to Dale a couple weeks ago. Of course, his father had passed away. And Dale said he's trying to get a sponsor for the car. The other guys did a good job. If he can't get nothing going, he's also going to sell that car. So he's moved to Kansas, and he's been kind of sick lately, last couple of years, and he doesn't get enough funding for the War Eagle. He's going to sell it, folks. So there's a piece of history. That was one of his original cars, of course, the Jim Hume H&H Racecraft chassis. And
that is not this car.
Right there.
That is not this car on the screen.
But this is a car Dale drove, and Power Steel, they have some quality parts over there. And
anyway, just thought I'd throw those in.
How much commission you getting for advertising this car?
I don't get any commission. We did not talk about anything like that.
You sure?
I absolutely sure.
We got to give Bruce.
I want to raise
Bruce
my
gets
hand
a little
here
piece of it.
on a stack of NHRA rule books that I did not. I will not get a commission on anything that I'm showing.
Because we got a cameraman over there, Ken Hathcock. When you say commission, his eyes, he just looked right up.
He woke right up.
Yeah. Usually, he's behind the camera. We never see his face. As soon as you say commission or payment, head popped up. So, we're going to throw him a sandwich or something. Hey, we might get him a sweatshirt.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Yeah, we got craft services here. Cheesecake and
probably some trail mix.
Yeah,
that'll work.
Hey, Dar.
Yeah,
it's okay. So, talking about funny car. What's your pick, bud? What's your top 5?
I'm going to go with my top 5, Dan Horan, Chris Grabel, Mike Lewis, Robert Overholser, and Baz Young.
Who's Baz Young?
You'll see.
What car's he drive?
That's Brian Thiel's old car.
Oh, that kangaroo car?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a good car.
You don't have Hale on that deal?
Oh, we better put Hale on there. Otherwise, we can't go
John, I will
we
get
can't
so
go
much
to the Great
crap
White
all
concert.
Weekend.
You got to put John Hale
please. I'm sorry.
John, forgive us. How come he didn't call?
All right. There's also Branji. There's just it's too. This is a tough one to pick.
I can't pick one, but all I know, it's going to be exciting out there. There's 38 funny cars coming out there. There's a full field of Top Fuel. There's 80 tackle cars, and plus all the other classes, and live coverage on Bang Shift. Of course, we'll be doing the interviews.
We'll be doing recorded stuff in pits.
I'll be in the tower with Mike English, and then we're going to have Victory Circle interviews for Speed Scene Live and all the other coverage we do for Speed Scene Live. So people don't get the idea that we're leaving Speed Scene Live for Bang Shift. We're trying this out, trying to satisfy the fans on this live coverage stuff, but we still got our heart and soul at Speed Scene as long as those paychecks keep cashing. Right?
That's, yeah.
I got mine cashed last week.
You got a paycheck?
Yeah.
Wow, don't tell Bruce.
Well, Bob Beck paid me not to come on the show. So he could have some more airtime. Well, that's about it.
Get your butt. All right, look, I got one last thing here. Get your butts off of the couch there at home. Drive, if you're in Southern California, 90 minutes, 100 minutes north. If you're in San Francisco, it's a longer drive. But get your ass down to Auto Club Famoso Raceway for an exceptional show this weekend. It will blow you away.
Adam Sorokin, nice to have you on the show. As
Thanks
usual.
for having me. Thank you for having me.
And, you can turn your whole season around. I know you won Sacramento this year, but how about squeaking in another victory there?
The Reunion is the race that we have not won. We've been to the final 3-4 times maybe for the Bakersfield Reunion, and we've not pulled the trigger on a win yet, so that would be nice.
Well, good luck to you, and thanks for being on the show. We'd also like to thank our cameraman, Ken Hathcock. Of course, he'll be behind the scenes all weekend doing the interviews and following Dar and I around, and hopefully we'll do an interview with Adam in the winner's circle.
Look for us up there. Come by and say hi. Donnie and I are pretty accessible, except for about 6 people maybe, but we're pretty accessible.
At one time?
No. I mean, if there are about 6 people on the Do Not Disturb list,
and maybe if all the fans called in, they could pressure Bruce Barker to come up and join us.
Come on, Bruce!
A race sometime this millennium or something.
So you're saying I got to ignore the Lincoln for one weekend?
One weekend.
What, is it going someplace?
No, not for a long time.
Okay.
Oh, I get the point.
Come on, as I said, get up your ass.
I know.
He said ass.
Yeah, I know. He said it twice, Donnie. What are we going to do?
I don't know. Hopefully, all the feds are on.
That's right. Everybody's on a break.
That's
man.
right. So I'm not worried.
There's no money to pay them.
That's right.
And there's no money to pay us, so I feel like I'm a fed.
And there's probably very little interest in paying them either. But that's another story.
Yep.
Hey, the Encore show is up next. Great to see you guys in the studio.
Thank you a lot, Bruce.
Yeah, who's responsible for the cheesecake and the carrot cake and all this stuff, by the way?
I heard it was Adam.
Is that right?
No, it wasn't me.
I don't know.
Craft Services, probably.
Chris Crable baked them.
I guarantee you we're not leaving them.
That's
I don't know. I think there's going to be some arm wrestling over here for cheesecakes and carrot cake, ladies and gentlemen. We'll let you in on the details next show.
That's right. All right, our treat to you, get it, is the encore presentation of the show coming up next right here at Speed Scene Live. Thanks for joining us. We're back next week right here.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoat.com.